Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. It's not double or nothing. The boys are back. The Bachi Boys are back. We changed the name as much as we are inconsistent, but the fellas are back for the offseason and just in time for the Super Bowl. We have all that and more. Phillies, Flyers, you stay tuned. The boys are back. Davis, roll it. Dude, what is up? What is up? We are back. We are back as hell. No one's been as back as we are.
No, never. I don't think so.
Never in the history. But dude, before we get started, I'm going to throw a curveball your way instantly. I didn't prepare you for this at all. You ready?
I'm ready.
The Birds, man. We have to do a post mostly on the Birds real quick.
Yeah.
Tough way to end the season. Lost in the playoffs to the 49ers. A lot we can talk about with that game. A lot we can talk about the whole season. The Eagles since then have fired Kevin Petula or removed him to another position, but they've hired Sean Mannion as the new OC. They've hired Kevin Glizzard, the former Buccaneers OC, as the new pass game coordinator. A lot has changed, Davis, since we have spoken on this podcast, on these airwaves about the Birds. So feel free. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, and the most recent news that came out literally this morning is Vic Fangio's fate. As a Philadelphia Eagle with the defensive coordinator slot. Sounds like we actually might be looking at Jonathan Gannon.
Whoa. I saw that he was thinking about retiring and that they convinced him to come back.
There's talks that they're uncertain about his future.
Oh, no.
With the Philadelphia Eagles. So, I mean, that's obviously threw a little dagger in the heart this morning. But,
yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, Ethan, I was at the playoff game. And within about 10 seconds of that game ending, I was over it because the Eagles did not look like themselves this entire year. Like this honestly was never the year. This never felt like the year at any point of the season, other than maybe when we blocked the Rams field goal.
Yes.
I feel like we just didn't deserve it. And honestly, looking at the NFC side of things, Seattle deserves it. Like Seattle deserved it more than us. The Rams deserved it more than us, and honestly, the Bears probably did too. We lost to an absolute depleted 49ers team that ended up getting shelled in the next round by Seattle. So I don't even want to know. We wouldn't have played Seattle. We would have played Chicago if we won that game. But I don't even want to know what an Eagles-Seattle game would have looked like if the Niners ended up getting absolutely crushed by them. You know what I mean?
Even if we had, played Chicago and that game that they played against the Rams was freezing cold. So, it would not have been fun regardless. And I just want to give an update. I did look it up real quick. So Fangio is back, quote, for now, but his status is still up in the air per Jimmy Kempski and the Philly Voice. So not great regardless. There was rumors last week. I mean, I remember when Schefter went on, I think, WIP or The Fanatic on Thursday or Friday, and he said something about maybe him coming on for breaking news next week, and everyone was like, is it AJ? Is it a dome on the stadium? But there was rumors about Fangio. So the fact that this is not just smoke is a little concerning, but we'll take it day by day, Davis. We'll take it day by day.
Yeah. I mean, let's get to the Super Bowl first, and then we'll see, because then the coaching slots are going to be really starting to file in. I know a lot of the head coaching jobs are already gone, but you're going to see Clint Kubiak get hired somewhere, probably. It sounds like he's really pushing interviews right now. But we'll see after post-Super Bowl week. Yeah,
speaking of the Super Bowl, Davis, let's get to it. What a matchup. We have Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco. We have the New England Patriots, the AFC champion, taking on the Seattle Seahawks, the NFC champion. Davis, this is a bit of not a rematch, I would say, because the teams are so different, but, another fun matchup between the Seahawks and Patriots. And again, like I said, these teams are different, but if I'm the Patriots, if I'm the Seahawks, I'm coming in this playing that Malcolm Butler interception like 90 times in team meetings the next 2 weeks, because this is all these fans remember, man. This was an insane Super Bowl last time these two teams faced off. And honestly, I think this matchup is going to be great. It's a true battle of the Titans with two new head coaches that came in and just revolutionized these two teams. I mean, for God's sake, the Patriots lost 13 games last year, Davis. They lost 13 games. That means they had 4 wins.
Well, at least they didn't have a Hall of Fame coach last year. They gave up because, Bill Belichick is not in the Hall of Fame for some reason. That could be for another hour on that. That could be for another day. But, I mean, Vrabel has just done an unbelievable job this year with Drake May. Basically, he's turning him into an MVP finalist. I don't think it sounds like Stafford. I heard rumors Stafford's probably going to win. He's the betting on favorite. But
really,
Drake May looked phenomenal this year. On the Patriots side of things, everyone's going to talk about their schedule. And everyone already has talked about their schedule. Easiest schedule in NFL history.
And it's only got easier.
A good stat that gets thrown around is DVOA. It's basically the value of teams that you're playing and how you're playing. I heard a stat earlier, the first half of the season, the Patriots are DVOA to make the Super Bowl if you take the first half of the year. But when it comes to the second half of the year, they had the best DVOA comeback from half year to half year. So, they have been playing great ball. Their defense is obviously phenomenal. And the past 2 playoff games that they played were grinders, but they won. I mean, they beat the Texans pretty handedly, and they beat the Broncos in a snow game that reminded me of the NFC divisional Eagles-Rams game last year.
Yeah,
where anything can happen. Yeah. But I think the Patriots definitely have a chance here. But the Seahawks, man, they're a juggernaut right now.
Yeah. Like you said, they did beat the 49ers 41-6 or something like that.
Something crazy.
Got a lot of ourselves there.
Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's insane, man. And then, we haven't even talked about Sam Darnold yet. I mean, this guy, he's not a chump, but, he has been up and down in his NFL career. He's not been given the respect. And now he's an NFC champion quarterback. He's going to the Super Bowl. Just such a cool story. Drafted top 5 by the Jets. They gave up on him. And I've done a lot of research on this recently, but apparently they were running the Peyton Manning offense for Sam Darnold in New York. And only Peyton Manning can run the Peyton Manning offense. So makes sense. And then the Panthers with Matt Rule running a college style. So Sam Darnold really only became an NFL quarterback when he went to the 49ers and sat behind, Purdy for a year. So just seeing how far he's grown since then is insane, especially last year. He was with the Vikings, and they won 13 or 14 games. And then, they lost that Week 17 game to the Lions, and then they lost to the Rams in the playoffs, and everybody kind of gave up on Darnold. I mean, he was a free agent, for God's sakes, last offseason. And, I don't even remember hearing that much chatter about him. It was like the Seahawks got him, signed him, and nobody else was that interested, which is shocking because looking at the quarterback play this year, the Cleveland Browns have 2 Pro Bowl quarterbacks, Davis. Let's not hate on the Cleveland Browns, but some of the quarterback play this year was abysmal, truly abysmal. So shout out to Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. Shout out to Mike McDonald, the first-time quarterback, which another thing we haven't talked about, Davis. John Harbaugh fired by the Ravens. Ravens fans have to be kicking themselves. They didn't do this last year because Mike McDonald apparently is the guy that the Ravens just wanted so bad to be their new head coach. Now he's in Seattle in the Super Bowl. The Ravens now have a new coach, Jesse Minter. We'll see what happens there. But I just want to give props to the Seahawks for, also, as Eagles fans, we hype up Howie Roseman a lot. And deservedly so. He's great. But John Schneider, the Seahawks GM, deserves so much credit, man. He's been there for so long. He won the last Super Bowl for them. Drafted Russ as a rookie, drafted Earl Thomas, Cam, and all those guys. And kept his job, and he's rebuilt this defense, this offense. It's truly, truly, a masterclass in developing talent, cultivating talent, and just looking at, the Seahawks were so bad last year with Geno Smith.
Yep.
All it took was to switch to Sam Darnold, get a new coach, get some boys in on their defensive line. Remember Leonard Williams? He was insane this year. They just – it's like they didn't do it with the sexy guys. They didn't do it with and Sam Darnold is kind of a prototypical quarterback, but they just got their guys. And then also JSN is just, the best receiver in the league right now. So Davis, in terms of who's going to win this game, I really don't know. let's not make a pick right now. Let's hold off on it maybe. We still have a week, but I really don't know who's going to win this game. It's going to be a fun game, I think. The spread is 4.5, over is 46.5. It's in a dome. It's not going to be like the Patriots last game.
No, outside.
Yeah.
Outside.
Wait. You're right.
San Fran.
I'm sorry. I'm too associated with domes with Super Bowls. You're right.
Yeah. It's like the first. It's got to be the first outside Super Bowl since 50, probably, when Cam Newton played Peyton Manning. That was at Santa Clara too.
Yeah, that was in San Fran. Yeah, exactly. So there's some reports, Davis, that Drake May has a bit of a injury on his throwing shoulder. I don't know what to make of it. And Drake had a quote being like, "Am I surprised this is a thing? No, I'm the quarterback for a Super Bowl team. Like, obviously it's going to be a story, but
yeah.
What are your expectations for the Patriots going into this game?
They're clearly it's crazy because, like you were saying, the Seahawks defense is also it gets to be on par with the Patriots. I think this could be a very defensive battle, to be honest with you, Ethan. I think that this could be actually when I say boring, I don't mean like a blowout. Like, I think this could be like a 14-13 type game. Like, I see this being very low scoring, just because there's guys on both ends of the defensive side on both teams that are game changers. Yes. The Patriots can get a lot of pressure. I think that one of the biggest things, and to be honest, like, not to bring up the Eagles again, but the reason the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year is because we got so much pressure on Mahomes, and we did not even blitz one time. So I think that
design blitz, yes.
The interior side of this game is going to be so fascinating to see how much time these quarterbacks both have. And I think a part of the game changer could be May's legs. We've seen him be able to run out of the pocket. He basically secured the Denver Broncos win with a designed bootleg, a naked bootleg outside where he just had to pick up like 4 yards. Now it was the longest 4 yards. I felt like he was running for like 10 seconds, but I think that there's definitely some escapability on the Patriots side of things that matches up with the superstars that Seattle has. My pick has gone back and forth, I think, on who's going to win this game throughout the week, but very much could change by the time we do a podcast next weekend.
Yeah, I agree. And in terms of like, you're to kind of shade your hand towards this, but it's probably a low scoring game, you would think, right? Just because of how good these defenses are.
I would think so. I don't know. The defenses are just too good. Like, it reminds me of both these defenses kind of remind me on how the Eagles played defense last year, where they were just pretty much dominant for most of the year, like especially the back half of the year. And Seattle's defense really only faltered against the Rams this year. Like, that was their kryptonite. Against almost every other team this year, they were completely dominant. And that's what Mike McDonald's go-to is. He's a defensive guy, and he already, within his second year of being with Seattle, has turned them into a top 2, top 3, maybe not even 2, maybe the best defense in the entire league.
Exactly. And that's what makes it that much more wild, because I saw that like both of these teams were like, you would know better, but like close to 10-1 before the season started to win the Super Bowl, right? Like,
I believe Seattle was about 40, and I believe the Patriots were like 80. This is actually, since they've been doing, I don't have it right up in front of me, but since they've been doing like tracking futures on winning the Super Bowl, this is the most unlikely Super Bowl from preseason odds ever.
100%. Nobody would have had this in the preseason, which makes it that much more fun, because I think everybody would have had, the Chiefs here, the Rams, maybe the, whatever, Ravens. But this feels like such a fun Super Bowl that, like, regardless of who wins, you're like, hell yeah, they earned this. And like, it's not a different matchup, but it truly does feel like a new era because these coaches are so new. Look at the Patriots. They have, Stephon Diggs, but they don't have a lot of the sexy role players either. Like, Kayshon Boutte is a young up-and-coming receiver who's been playing great this year. You should know his name, but like, the Patriots, they kind of are getting back to that old way of like, we will get it done with anybody. It's more about the culture. It's about the system. It's not about the people at the head of that boat or whatever you want to call it. So I think this is going to be such a fun Super Bowl. But Davis, like I said, let's not tip our hand on picks yet. We got a lot of time in the Super Bowl. Over a week already. Or is it a week? Is it a week now? It's a week
Yeah,
away.
a week today.
Yeah, a week away. So a lot to talk about still, and we'll definitely get back to that later this week. So let's move on to a little bit more close to home topics, Davis. And before we even say anything, you and I were at the Sixers Kings game on Thursday night in not Wells Fargo. I almost said that. Xfinity Mobile Arena, Davis. Sixers have been looking great. I mean, Joel Embiid, like you see on the screen, over his last 7 games, averaging 34, 9, and 5 assists on 50, 80 shooting. This guy has been looking like his old self again. Maxey just playing like his own self that has just been all season, his all-star starter self, Tyrese Maxey.
Yep.
And the Sixers, they're not great right now, honestly, but they're in good standing, Davis. They're 27-21. They're 6th seed in the East. They're just avoiding the play-in. Not kind of where you want to be. In my opinion, you want to be a little above that, so you're not teetering on a play-in spot. But Sixers look great right now.
Yeah.
Crushing news, though.
And the
yesterday,
East, I mean,
Paul George out 25 games.
Yeah, Paul George being out is a killer. I would love to know what he was taking. I mean, this, it's tough to talk about when it's like he basically mentioned that he was taking something off of mental health reasons. So I don't really know. Whatever. At least this isn't the MLB. This isn't a Jose Alvarado situation where he's still playoff eligible. Like Jose Alvarado was not playoff eligible just because he wanted to cut a few LBs, take some Ozempic.
Yes.
Whatever. I mean, I wish the best for Paul George. I'm excited for him to come back, but there's only like 34 games left in the year. So he's going to miss pretty much the rest of the year. And the last 9 games are him getting back into form for the first round of the playoffs or the play-in, like you mentioned.
Yeah. And it looks like he's going to have 10 regular season games, like you said.
This is a pretty wide open East in comparison to previous years. Like you're seeing the Pistons at the top, the Knicks, the Celtics without Jason Tatum, who might be coming back for the playoffs.
Really?
But I think that like this seems like the year if Joel's going to do it, and maybe there's always next year, right? But I feel like
let's just focus on this year.
We've been saying that for the past 7 years. There's always next year. There's always next year. This seems like to be the year, and Joel's actually looks like he's having fun out on the court. Like I did a full, Ethan knows this. Like I did a full Sixers reset over the offseason where I was like, I'm going to try to just blank out the past because I'm, as a former Embiid hater, I just had to start on a fresh slate with VJ coming in and some of the new guys. And I don't know. Like, I think that this team has been fun recently. And Maxey and Embiid, I mean, even the Kings game on Thursday night, like they both put up almost 40. I think like Embiid put up 39, Maxey put up 39, Embiid put up 37 or something. Like these guys are playing like they want to win. And coming down the stretch here with no Paul George, maybe it's time for VJ to shine a little bit. Maybe it's time for the team to get into a rhythm. Maybe it's time for Quentin Grimes to start putting up 3-4 threes a game. And
100%.
I don't know. I think the Paul George thing actually could be a good thing.
I agree.
If we know we're not going to be in the play-in.
I agree. I actually very much agree. Like you said, it gives VJ a bigger chance to shine. Kelly Oubre actually played great last night. He had 19 and 10 starting in place of Paul. I mean, he usually starts, but like basically taking over the Paul George role. Mm-hmm. And he's been great this year. So him stepping up, and then let's not forget, Joel had 40 and 11 last night against the Pelicans. That is like big asterisk. It was the Pelicans, but this team is rounding into form, and we just need I love Jared McCain so much. This is going to give Jared McCain a bigger share of the pool to eat from now, because he really has not been able to get in a role this year, because obviously last year this team was terrible. He had all the time to start and get every shot. Now this year he's got to fight with Grimes, with VJ, with even Oubre for some extent. So I hope VJ can really get his own groove in here. I hope McCain can get his own groove in here. And like you said, Paul George will come back with 10-ish games left, which means he'll be healthy, which is good. The only problem is for me, sorry, I'm losing my voice, but Joel Embiid, love to see this from him. Mm-hmm. I'm fully back in on Joel Embiid is the process. Joel Embiid should never wear another team's jersey. Joel Embiid is the guy, but can he play like this in April? Can he play like this in May?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that is the question. Like, I don't know if anybody has an answer to that other than his orthopedic knee surgeon. Like, honestly, like who people are giving fond reviews of right now, which
he
is
put
awesome.
out a video this week being like, "Thank you, Sixers fans. I love you guys. That was very nice."
Yeah.
But like, seriously, Doc, if you get Joel's knee ready for the playoffs, I mean,
yeah. And here's the good thing too. We have been managing Joel Embiid very well this year,
for sure.
where he
He's not
obviously
playing so
missed
much.
games to start the year. I feel like he's playing less minutes. Like, they are prepping him for April. I feel like usually it's this time of the year when February rolls around where we see his body start to deteriorate, and he's never fully healthy when it comes to the biggest time of the year. So, it's very encouraging to see that he's playing his best basketball in possibly 2 years since his MVP year. Right now in February towards the end of the year. So I don't know. The Sixers are definitely, there's competition though, right? The Pistons are playing well.
They really got to start stacking some wins. They're on a 3-game heater right now, but like they've had like a couple instances this year where they win 3 or 4 games in a row, and then they lose like 2 straight to like, they get killed by the Hornets by 30 this last Monday. Like, this team just has weird tendencies, but like the East is open. I mean, the Pistons are awesome this year. They're so good. They're going to be a problem. The Knicks probably going to be a problem. But the Celtics, like you said, no Tatum, and they're still a good team. I would have problems with them regardless. But the Raptors are young and hungry. I don't know what they can do in the playoffs still. The Cavs are kind of frauds. The Sixers have every chance to take this and run with it. But in my thing, if the Sixers are going to have a chance to win this, they have to be a top 4 seed. Have to be a top 4 seed in the East. So I hope that
I kind of agree. Like, get 4 games at home in that first series, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah. So let's.
By the way, shout out Steve. Steve's definitely watching this. So shout out Steve.
Shout out Steve. Let's get to the other Philly winter sport, Davis. The Fly Guys. I'm gonna let you do this one because they have not had some good luck recently.
No. The Flyers suck. They they were on a roll. This feels like last year. Like, this honestly feels like the past 2 years. Like, we started the year pretty well. Like, it's crazy. Like, we beat Florida in our home opener, and it's like, whoa, like, what's going on? Even though Florida was a little decimated with injuries, we start playing well going up till the new year pretty much. And when the collapse started? The second the Eagles lost to the Niners. Like, nothing can ever go right for a long time, because the weekend that we lost to the Niners, the Flyers get absolutely pummeled by the Lightning in a home and home back-to-back. And now the Flyers are sitting about, I was just about to look it up to confirm. I was going to say about 8 to 10 points out of the wild card, which, I mean, literally, I felt like a month ago we were in the wild card. 2 weeks ago we were like 2 points out of the
second in the division.
Yeah, we're 9 points out of the wild card right now. We're actually 7 points out of the division with the Islanders, but they're on a 2-6-2 run right now. We keep losing in overtime. We lost in overtime yesterday in the Kings. I don't know. I just feel like this team just gives up goals, and it's feels like historic rate, because our defense is sloppy. Our power play is probably the worst I've ever seen it. And the Flyers have had a notoriously bad power play in the past few years, and it's even worse this year. Darth Vladar, whatever you want to call him, our goalie this year we got from Calgary, he has been good. He's been good. But when he gets hurt, like he was the past like 3 weeks or so, we're putting in, I mean, we thought Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts. Samuel Harrison is seeing every ghost imaginable on the ice right now, because I don't know what he's looking for, but he's letting up way too many goals. I don't know. That's my Flyers rant. All right.
I gotta ask you though. Let's give me a stock update on the young guys. Let's start with Michkov.
He's been fine. He's been playing on like the second or third line. Like, they keep kind of filtering him, but still, one of the biggest gripes about him is that his defense is just not, like, his drive is there, but like his defense is not there. And I don't know, like mid ice, it gets tough when, he's just poking away and letting guys around him, which causes a 3-on-2. Like, as a winger, you have to know that half your game is in the backcourt pretty much. It's 100%. Playing defense and making sure that you're blocking shots. But I mean, he'll get there. He's still young. He just turned 21. Like, he has a lot of time left.
All right, Zegers.
He's been phenomenal. That Zegers has a chance to be. I mean, Konechny is still there, but Zegers really is putting his name out there to be an assistant captain next year. Because he seems like a leader out there. He's looked phenomenal, and I don't know. He's one of the guys that I'm really, really excited for. And that trade, I mean, things just weren't working out for him in Anaheim. And I know he had problems with the coach over there. He's definitely a bright star in the Flyers' future.
All right, last one. Owen Tippett.
He's been really good. He's actually been better than Mitchkov, like for sure. Really? His offensive prowess is just absurd.
He's the most aggressive player I've ever seen.
He is just a magnet to the puck.
He is.
He's definitely one of the more intriguing guys for the near future. When some of these older guys get off the roster, I mean, Dolores and who's the other guy that we have?
Sanheim? York?
No, Sanheim's great.
I'm thinking of older players. York?
What did you say?
York?
No. There's another. I'm blanking on who it
the
is.
Roster.
Oh, Ristolainen. Like Ristolainen and Dolores, like they need to go. Like they're old. They're not putting up any points. They're playing decent.
You need some vets in the locker room. You do need some vets in the locker room.
Yeah, but I feel like at this point we need a change, and I think a part of that change is getting rid of the captain on Sean Couturier's jersey, keeping him in Philly. But I mean, he has not been good this year. He's looked slow. He's looked sloppy, and they just actually demoted him down to the fourth line last week.
Also, sorry, just to use this to transition a little bit to the Penn State hockey topic. When are we going to get guys like Porter Matone on the Flyers team, the MSU player?
He should be on the Flyers next year. We also have a guy. We have a few guys.
Is he Boston College?
What did you say?
Is he the Boston College guy?
Porter Matone is the Michigan State guy.
Is there a Boston College guy though that's still in college? Or Boston University? I
don't know if you're thinking of Jet Luchenko.
Maybe.
Jet Luchenko is like, hockey's kind of weird where like it's almost like soccer where like we draft these guys, but then they still play for whatever team they're on until like the next year or the year after that.
Yeah.
Jet Luchenko played for the Flyers in April last year and he looked pretty decent, but then he went back. I don't know where he's playing, but he's playing in some international league, but he'll be here next year.
Oh, what?
This
not in the NHL?
He's not in the NHL right now. No, but he's a Flyer. He is a Flyer.
For him, I guess.
It's kind of weird, but I think
one of those like bird rights.
I guess so. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't put it in NBA terms. I guess it's like when you draft the guy in 2K and he's a Euro League stash for a year or two, pretty much.
But they brought him over and then they stashed him after.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's the same with the college guys. I mean, Porter Matone might be on the Flyers in April after the college hockey season's over.
Okay. All right.
It's
a little bit of promise. They need some young reserves coming in. It just can't be Mitchkov. We need some other guys.
Yes. We just need it's a full team effort. And goaltending is my first priority. The Flyers haven't had a goalie since probably Ron Hextall. Flyers stink at goal. Our goalies have been a problem for so many years.
Oh, geez. All right. So let's get to the Penn State hockey game yesterday, Davis. They played outdoors at Beaver. I actually didn't watch because I was watching the Royal Rumble, my travel chief. Shout out to Amir. And then I didn't see it. I didn't see what happened. I didn't see if we won or not. Go ahead.
It was actually pretty sick. It was pretty cool to watch outside. I kind of got a little jealous watching the very first few minutes, being like, oh, I kind of wish I was there.
It looked so cold, though.
It was cold. It was definitely cold. And look, we did the outdoor thing. Like that was already a bucket list thing we already did. We did it the Flyers Devils 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The game was pretty awesome. Michigan State got on the board early first. Penn State ended up taking the lead, and it was basically back and forth all the way until the game was tied up 4-4 going into overtime. And our hearts just get crushed with an absolute defensive breakdown in overtime, leaving a wide open Michigan State guy.
Damn it!
Right in front of the net. Gavin McKenna looked great. He had 3 points. He had a goal. Aiden Fink, I think he's Penn State's highest goal scorer, like career-wise, on the team right now. He has like 104 points or something like that in 93 games.
Wow.
He had 2 goals and looked phenomenal, but Penn State hockey's still in the mix. I mean, they're right there, and I feel like Frozen Four time. Like we saw Penn State in there last year. We actually went and saw them play Maine in a regional and one of the regional games.
Elite
I
Eight
think
game,
that they could be a part of the mix here.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, I'm really excited to watch some hockey down the stretch because it feels like our Fly guys aren't going to be in it. And like you said, we did go to that Penn State hockey game last year. I believe it was the Elite Eight game. That was so fun. And knowing we can maybe do that again and watch, the future #1 pick in the NHL draft. Pretty cool, man. Gavin McKenna.
Tank for McKenna. That's where we're at right now for the Flyers. At least.
Flyers should be doing that.
They are.
I did see that the Spit and Chicklets guys were at the game. They interviewed McKenna. They were on the Big Ten broadcast. So I love to see that this is also bringing in a bigger audience. And Penn State can be a part of that. That's awesome, right?
I mean, Penn State. I mean, this was a club hockey team 15 years ago.
Yeah,
and now they're playing at Beaver Stadium. Like that's pretty sick.
It's wild. It is truly wild. All right, Davis. It's almost that time. It just hit February today, February 1st. Almost time for pitchers and catchers to report. When is it? Like shortly 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's like less than 10 days. It's like 10 or so days away, less than 10 days.
And I'm glad you threw it up here because this is kind of a big year for the Phillies. They do have the All-Star game in Philadelphia. That includes the Home Run Derby, which we are definitely going to. That's going to be awesome.
Oh, I don't know about that. You know how expensive it is? Like almost $1,000.
That actually, never mind. I take that back. Yeah, but anyway, Davis, let's talk about the Phillies. Very interesting offseason, Davis. We got Adolis Garcia. Who else did we get?
Some help in the bullpen, I guess.
Brad Keller, right?
Yeah, Brad Keller. We got some guy from Arizona, throws sidearm.
Justin Crawford's coming up. Let's go.
I guess our phones were just on freaking do not disturb all season because Nick Castellanos is still on the team. Don't know why.
Yes.
Even though we're literally paying teams to take him. I don't know. This team, we lost Ranger, as you can see in the graphic right there. But we're bringing up a stud. We're bringing up last year's #1 prospect in the Phillies organization, Andrew Painter.
I am such a big fan of this guy, man. I'm really excited for him. I know everyone's like, look at his stats last year. He played like crap. He's coming off of Tommy John. Lots of guys come back after not pitching for a year and a half and pitch terribly. And especially when you're getting that newfound feel in your arm and your elbow, it's got to feel weird to throw hard after, getting it operated on. So, I'm pretty sure he found his feel at the end of last season, right? He had a couple good starts at the end of the year, and then I'm pretty sure he balled out at fall league, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, he's looking a little exciting, and the Phillies pitching in the farm right now looks really good for the up and coming years, which is definitely exciting.
Are you talking about the Oklahoma or the Arkansas guy?
Gage Wood?
Yeah, he's a couple of years away, right?
Yeah, we drafted he's going to have a quicker path to the MLB because he's on the older side, but the MLB is so weird. Like we drafted him in the first round last year, and he's not going to come. He's not even going to be a Philadelphia Philly probably until 2028.
Is he a starter?
Yeah.
Okay. But in terms of this lineup and where we're at, I mean, everyone was talking about the Bo Bichette thing. It seemed like the Phillies had Bo Bichette dead to rights, and then Kyle Tucker signed with the Dodgers, and the Mets, who were going after Kyle Tucker, were not very happy about that. And they threw a bag at Bo Bichette, more years, more money. And obviously he was like, sure, I'll go there. And honestly, it would not make sense to bring in Bo Bichette because Davis, another top prospect that's anticipated to come up this year, is Aiden Miller, the shortstop, infielder, whatever you want to call it. Great player. Mm-hmm. It just feels like there's a lot of moving parts with this team. We're right on the cusp of going into a new era, even though Bryce Harper's still going to be on this team. Trey Turner's going to be on this team. Just like a lot of new guys. Like I said, Justin Crawford's coming up too this year. It feels like a bit of a youth movement coming, Davis. But what do you expect from the Phillies this year? Especially because the lineup is a little different, but pretty much the same.
I mean, if we're paying this much money, I'm kind of expect them, and I'm not saying I think they will, but I'm expecting them to win the division.
100%.
But they need to go to the playoffs. It's definitely a little easier with now they're adding more teams over the past few years to make the playoffs. But this team needs to make the playoffs, especially with the starting rotation that we have. I mean, there's reports that Zach Wheeler is going to come back much earlier than the original July 1st date that they gave But
awesome.
this lineup, I mean, can this lineup hit for 162 games? I don't know. Can the bullpen survive 162 games? I don't know.
And then the additional games in the playoffs, not even the 162 games, because we saw them do that last year and just burn out. I mean, the Dodgers years, they showed signs of fight, but like they didn't hit consistently at all. And that just drove me insane. So that was the only thing I maybe wanted Bo Bichette for, is that he's a bit of a consistent hitter in terms of like getting on base a lot. They're going to have to start to manufacture runs from new places. And, you know, even if they do bring up Aiden Miller, they might have to think about doing a stop Bohm platoon at third or something like that, some sort of hybrid rotation, because in my opinion, if it's not working, they need to fix things this year. We can't just, you know, be like, oh, you know, we love Alec Bohm. I don't care if you love Alec Bohm. If he's not hitting well, we're getting to the point where it's his 7th or 8th season. What are we getting to? Like, it's getting to a point where he's not a prospect anymore.
COVID, so
he's not a prospect anymore. Like,
no.
Stott is not a prospect anymore. I mean, like it's time for this team to take itself seriously, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, they definitely need to perform, and there's a lot of like ifs. Like, I mean, can Trey Turner win the batting title again? Like, yes, but will he? I don't know. Can Kyle Schwarber hit 45 home runs again? Maybe even 50? Maybe. I don't know. Like, that was another big signing.
Back, to be honest,
that was another big signing that we had this year. Like, we'll see. Like, I think that I wouldn't be surprised if they go until the end of May, early June, and if they see that they're in a spot where they can start buying assets, I can definitely see that happening. But I don't really see a rebuild coming anytime soon with the amount of money we're spending. It's going to be more of a retool. So if these guys are working out this year, let it ride. Like, I'm totally fine with that. But if it's not, you need to switch something up, because I mean, we're like the 4th highest spending team in the league, and you cannot go 500 by spending $320 million on your roster.
Specifically the order, let's get experimental this year. I'm totally cool with, like, if Crawford is not hitting ground balls, put him 1. Let's mix it up. We really need to get some sort of pattern going. And then the last thing I want to ask you is Adolis Garcia. What do you expect from him this year? I know 2 years ago he was awesome. I mean, 3 years ago he won the World Series. So this guy's a great player. He just had a really down year last year. Can you?
Yeah, we're buying him at a low spot. Like, I think that he could be a great addition for 25 home runs, 20 home runs. Which, again, like, baseball's so weird. Like, it's such a what if, but I think he actually can do it. And I think that he could reinvigorate the lineup a little bit, being in the middle of the order, as you see the projected lineups. Like, against left, he crushes left-handed pitching. Like, he's going to be a great complement to Schwarber and Harper. Obviously, Schwarber hit lefties really well last year, which was kind of weird.
They don't have a good lefty hitter besides the lefties.
Correct. Yeah. So I'm very hopeful that our top 6 in the order can make some real damage this year. It's just 7, 8, 9. I don't want to be striking out at a 30% clip and hitting 200. Like, this is a full team effort here from top to bottom.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that then. And then if we had an NL Cy Young winner this year, who is it?
The easy one's Christopher Sanchez.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Do you want the difficult? Do you want the hotter take?
Yeah, obviously.
Jesus Luzardo. Without a doubt. Pitched so well in the playoffs last year. The guy is just through the roof. We saw last year him have 2 or 3 amazing months of sub-2 baseball, of sub-2 pitching.
He did.
And then we also saw a month or 2 where he was maybe tipping his pitches and he didn't look like an MLB starter. If he can get rid of that narrative and he can just throw the ball how he threw it in October last year, I mean, he has a chance of being a true number 2 on this team behind Sanchez.
Okay, Davis. I mean, that's a hot take.
I don't know. It's not as hot. It's not as hot as I think you would. If I asked you the same question in October last year, since we've let it marinate, it sounds hot. But do we forget how good he pitched last year towards the end of the year? And
he was great.
Watch that Dodgers game 2.
Yeah, he was great in the playoffs, specifically in the Dodgers series for sure. I agree. All right, Davis, you have your pick. You have your research. You've done your due diligence on this. This is a pick that I don't think anybody would have considered from you. I think this is a pick that you researched deeply. You ran the numbers. You consulted the experts. I believe you did a hypothesis and an experiment yourself.
I did. Yes.
So, I mean, there's a lot leading up to this culminating of a moment. Davis, take it away.
Here we go, Ethan. Davis, future of the day. What will the coin toss be? This is for the Super Bowl 60. I mean, if you look at my
is
model,
it heads or is it tails?
If you look at my model on the left, it's basically 50-50. But out of 59 Super Bowls, tails has come out 31 times. You know, there's been a narrative our whole life that tails never fails. But you know what? That's stirring the pot for tails always fails. And I'm jumping back on the bandwagon for tails. Tails never fails.
Okay. All right. Are you sure?
Like 50%. Yeah.
Like I said, Davis ran the numbers. He did all the research. If you're looking on the YouTube, he has a graph. I don't know what to tell you.
That's 1,000 flips.
Yeah, and
you see how close it is? Like it's almost 50-50.
I mean, it's almost a complete coin toss.
Yeah. I don't know, but then I did flip it on Google and I got tails the first time. So,
well, I mean, if Google says it, then I mean, he showed it on the screen. If you're looking on YouTube, he screenshotted it. He is not lying. Just saying. But Davis,
we'll get some actual Super Bowl picks for you next week.
From the research.
But this is you're not going to get a better number than this. I mean, 50%. I don't know.
It's 50-50, baby.
I mean, literally, Davis, you're not going to get a better number. So,
I just want to ask you: could it be heads?
I just don't see that being a possibility. I mean,
like, how would that even work? That doesn't even make sense.
Like, the only reason it would be heads is if it's not tails. So,
and yeah, this probably should be like what, minus 105.
I mean, reality, it should be plus. It should be even money. But like, I'll pay the juice to all the suits over at DraftKings for the.
I'll give him a nickel for it now. 100%. I'll give him a nickel for it.
Yeah.
All right, Davis. I feel like we've yapped enough. Great show back. We got a lot accomplished. The Bachi Boys are back, dude. We gave up on that little double or nothing experiment. We tried. But the people, they spoke, and they told us that they want the Bachi Boys back. They don't want double or nothing. They want Bachi Boys. So
back to our roots.
We are nothing but people's champions. We listen to the people, so we're back. Follow, like, subscribe, share the shorts. We're going to be coming at you probably this week, maybe on Friday. We're going to have a lot more content coming. We'll be a little inconsistent as usual, but we're going to be better and back and more back. Just make sure you're, like, subscribing, sharing, telling your friends about it, telling us if you see us, all that good stuff. We appreciate you. Dude.